Yes, and today on HealthSpot, we are talking about verbal abuse, and specifically, can verbal abuse affect your mental health? And did we hit the streets? All right, I think we did. We hit the streets.
Mercy. And I really think verbal abuse like hurts people in a very wide range, because we have some people who are like really absorbent, and they'll take every single word that you tell them and it will stick to their minds, and they'll ponder about it and ponder about it. But in the same case, we have the don't cares who really don't just care about what you say. What you say, it's your words and them. But considering the people who are really soft, let me call them soft, it will hurt them in a way that it might bring out bad thoughts in them, and they might start judging themselves.
Huwa inaharibu saa ingine mtu anakutusi na unasikia vibaya hadi saa ingine unashindwa unafanya nini.
Ina depend, your question it depends with how serious that word is. So you might find that other words are very disturbing. So assuming like when you touch on someone's personal family issues and what, yes, that may be disturbing.
Verbal abuse hiyo ina affect mtu juu unaokemea mtu, for example mbele mtu amenona atajaribu fit in kwa community, of which that is very necessary to fit in kwa community, you know. So ina lower self esteem ya mtu, so atajisikia nikaa atakikani, no, that itakuwa inakuwa mental slavery.
Yes, so personally, yes, verbal abuse is not good for your mental health, because I'm not saying physical abuse is good, but like at least for physical abuse you can go and show someone, look, this is where he hurt me, or this is where he hurt me, or this is the bone that he broke. But when someone is verbally abusing you, like that hits your soul, and you can't go and tell someone, because you may think that verbal abuse is just someone cursing at you or calling you names, but sometimes they can even tell you ati mbona unavaa hivyo, kwani unataka kuwa prostitute, stuff like that is verbal abuse, and it'll get to you. Yeah.
Let me just say first, when we talk about verbal abuse, we are also talking about you being rude. There's no way those two don't marry each other. And to me, I know rudeness is like a weak man's imitation of what strength is. So they pretend to be all this, macho man and stuff like that by being rude because they are weak. That's how they translate it, so that they can hide it into the world. And I know it definitely something that affects your mental health. Why? Because when you're grown, ukiwa mtoto mdogo, you would know someone who's verbally been abused, because that's something that grows into you, and you start to think what you are told is what it is. And then that takes away your self-esteem. And that's why we have people struggling with that as adults. Things that they were done to when they were much, much, much younger. And I know it brings about stress, like stuff like PTSD, which is like post-traumatic stress disorder. And it takes, brings you depression. Easy vitu zote. All these things are mental, So I positively think, yes, it does affect.
Yeah, so I'm just going to bring in the Bible over here. And, in the Bible, they say the tongue has its own power. It can either, create life or build life or bring life, or it can, bring about death. And if we are honest, all of us, we hurt from the things that have been said to us, said about us, and the things that have been claimed to have been said about us. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the things which we hear that hurt us are the things which we've been told, right? Most of the time inakwanga sina dent ya mtu alinifanyia kitu, but nimeambiwa vitu mingi sana zenye hadi leo. Either someone insulted me, someone said something that was a lie against me, someone said something that brought my spirit down to a point that I had to work so hard to bring my spirit back up. Someone told me something or cast me out or called me a very bad name. And most of the time we hold on to all of these things. So at the end of the day, even in your relationship, you're not even hurt mostly by the physical things people have done to you. Right. It's the things they told you as they were doing that. Because physically, unajua nikipona, your story imeland, imeisha, naweza ichorea, unaget. But at the end of the day, if you called me something, you told me I'm stupid, I'm not worth anything, no one will ever love me. What happens? At the end of the day, you start living as per what you are told. And I feel like a lot of us, we suffer most because of the things that have been said or we've been told. And it's something I'd say, be very careful about the things that you say. If you're mad, learn to control your tongue. Be quiet. If you don't have anything nice to say to someone, be quiet. If you have nothing nice, and it doesn't have to be verbally, as much as you comment something, it's because you're not able to tell it to me verbally. So whatever you write on social media, whatever you tell someone matters a lot. You just don't know how much that person is going to carry that, and it's going to affect them in their life, in their future. You can tell someone, wewe kwanza unakaje, sura kaa sijui nini. Na from hiyo siku huyo msee ataka kijua, mimi si mrembo, una get? Wewe sijui unakaa kama sijui, una get? Wewe ni stupid. Mtu yeye ana grow up akisema manzi hata siwezi nyita, design yenye mpaka hata kange kwa nanyita vitu kwa daro. Manzi anyiti kitu sahi kwa sababu nimwita stupid na ikastiko kichake ikakuwa part of him. You know, I'm just stupid. I was called stupid. So be very careful about the things you say. Even parents, the things you call your children, the things you say to them when you're mad, when they've done what, when they've failed. Kwa kazi yako ni kuanguka, huwezi pita anything. Mtu yeye anaishitwa kijua
sura kama babako. That's not funny. It might sound funny, but like the thing with words is you can't take them back. Zikisha toka nimesikia na nimeingest your information. Like again, I'm not saying physical abuse is better, but when you physically hurt someone, you can take them to hospital. You can pack a ointment on their wounds. You know, like there's something you can do to at least make it better. But once you said something, you can't take it back. And I will not forget it. I might forgive, but I will not forget it. And you know, even especially for us with like social media and everything, for me personally, I don't know about the rest of you, it took me some time to not take things personally. I had to figure out that ukiongea hivyo wewe uko na shida. Juu Mr. Amka nianze kukwambia unakaa sijui aje. It took a while for us to figure that out, but we are not the average people. So if you talk to an average person however you want, me sahi nitakuwa kana ni Paroti was here yesterday was saying ukimtukana na kufollow. Like it doesn't bother him. It's gotten to a point where it doesn't bother him, but not every other person is like that. You know, and people are struggling with a lot of things, self-esteem, you know, self-worth. They're not going to take your words lightly. It's going to make them feel worse.
And for you to get to that point, it's because you've been told it constantly. So that's how you get to build that thick skin. And let me tell you something, verbal abuse is definitely emotional abuse. So when you say these words that you really want to say them, it's a projection of how you feel about yourself. Also, when you say them, please make them palatable just in case you need to eat them back. Because how do you tell me sorry and umeniambia kitu kubwa sana and that sticks with me? Anyway, 111 is the SMS line. Share with us, Ushai Tukanwa, and did that stick with you? Of course, we'd like to know. And of course, we're going to take a very short commercial break. When we come back, our guest is in studio.
Yes, guys, welcome back. And I'm seeing you guys on Facebook at Switch TV Kenya. Naona Winnie Mary and some beautiful ladies na wapenda bure. I can't afford to miss the show. Lilian anasema Kasarani kama kawa wa Resh. Racha anasema love y'all ladies. Ladies, y'all looking great, gorgeous. Always in love with you. Keep it up. I'm seeing Princess anasema looking good ladies. Naona kapoa sana, niko ndani mpaka tamati. Deno G anasema representing Kayole Massive. Can't afford to miss the show. I'm a huge fan of the show. #chatspot. Racha anasema if I could have $1 billion, I would marry y'all cause y'all looking gorgeous. Love you all. I'm seeing Candy anasema locked in from Meru Kamakawa. Mnakapoa sana my persons na wapenda sana girls. Alafu kushu kimalizana na hiyo wigi yako unisaidie tafadhali, najua ni next week hivi. Wow. I will be waiting. Asante sana. Wewe bandika asante sana. Oh, kumbe vile mtu anaiandika. Sheila anasema looking girlfies. I'm seeing Helen anasema hi chatspot. I'm Helen tuning from Machakos. Mnakapoa ladies. WCW to you all. Joyce Nana and Kush Tracy, my role model. I'm seeing Philo anasema luku zimeweza leo ni aje, watching with my friend Devi. Nakuru tuko locked hadi tamati. Na Kenya anasema Nyeri well represented, and Grace anasema I'm from Uganda. Niko tuned in. Na Tabitha amesema niko tuned in. So shout out to y'all. Watu wa diaspora as well.
Yes. Thanks so much for sending your feedback, guys. But as you can see, our guest is not yet in studio. So let's try and solve some of your problems.